Hello, welcome to English 3 Vocabulary Creating Connotation in order to clarify for the audience when you're writing. Take a look at the two-column chart. The first column is where the unfamiliar word goes, and in this case it's virtue, and the other column, familiar words and phrases, is where I will model adding more recognizable words and phrases that I will embed in the draft so my audience better understands the word virtue without needing to look it up. Now you will pause so that you're able to read the draft. When you press play, I will begin modeling by doing a think aloud and adding the familiar words and phrases in the chart and also in the draft. I'm going to identify 2 familiar words that I could use and 2 familiar phrases. One way to identify familiar words and phrases that your audience would recognize is by using a thesaurus or by using a dictionary. You can pull words that you know, and most likely your audience will know, and put them in the chart so that you can later decide which ones you want to use and which ones you don't. Now, looking at my draft, I notice that virtue is in the first sentence. So the first thing I'm going to consider doing is adding a word and or a phrase to the first sentence to give the audience a hint as to what the word means. I can do this in one of 2 ways. This is what it looks like when I put the phrase inside of parentheses. Let's take a look at how it looks when I use commas to offset the phrase. This is what it looks like when I offset the phrase using commas. Actually, I like the way this looks better, so that's the choice I'm going to make this time. Neither is incorrect, so it's up to you when you want to add clarifying words or phrases how you offset that information. Now, as I look at the rest of the draft, I notice that good is used in the next 2 sentences. So I'll move to the 4th sentence where I will add a word and perhaps another word or the other phrase. Let's see. When adding the additional phrase and the clarifying words, I needed to revise my sentence for clarity. So what I did was added principled as the first word of the sentence, and then people act with goodness, so I added goodness, but I couldn't just plop goodness in. I had to relate goodness to the subject. So principled people act with goodness and then consistency was there. The other part of the original sentence said both men and women should remain committed and act honorably, so I added because in order to embed the remaining clarifying phrase, because upright and upstanding people are hot commodities today. So if you look at the paragraph that was there before and the one now, not only is it more well developed, the word virtue is much more clear and the analysis is much more clear because of the connected words and phrases which help to clarify the meaning. Now you're ready to re-enter your draft and clarify a complex word or 2. If you don't have a more complex or sophisticated word, add one. And then you can embed the clarifying words and phrases into your draft. I know you can do this. Good luck!